Hello, this is Mindfulness for Little Calm, day 13. Um, and we're talking a little bit about melting the ice or putting down baggage. For the last few days, we've been talking about our thoughts and why they're important, how we handle them and understand them. We talked about the focus of where we put our focus through the mindfulness distinction between the steady, centered you and the part of you that gets occupied with all thoughts of all the stuff going on today, yesterday, and tomorrow, etc. So that method is really useful at making that distinction between the kerfuffle and the insight yet. You know, the reason we talk about thoughts so much is because when people start to practice mindfulness, they go from one thought to another to another. And thoughts aren't always easy to put down. This is our baggage. This is our life history baggage that we carry. And our thoughts and our views and our opinions, it's kind of like we're experienced car drivers. Most of what we do is on autopilot. Most of what we do just do without thinking. And the purpose of mindfulness is to help you have time away from the baggage, you carry it, you melt the ice a bit, and you draw that attention just back into you. One of the problems is that we like our history, we like our baggage, we like our worldview, we like our judgments, our opinions. But I remember on a workshop years ago, somebody put very well, they said, you know, in life you can often be right or you can be happy, but sometimes you can't be both. And we all have the experience where, you know, you're in an argument with your partner or a co-worker and you absolutely know you now no longer can put it down. And that would make your life easier and it would make you happier. But you're so attached to wanting to be right, to wanting to win the argument, that you just don't. Even though you know you will feel better if you do, you'll be better off if you do, you just can't help yourself, you know. A classic one in our household is when my wife and I go out, she is not good at being ready on time. This is a real stretch for her to be ready on time. And she will get in the car and we will be 5 or 10 minutes late. And I absolutely have a choice at that point to go and do my usual, do the stuff that's part of my history and part of my pattern to go, oh, I can't believe you're late again. And, you know, if you cared about me, you wouldn't be late. Blah, 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 blah. Or I can let it go. If I let it go, the car journey, the outing is bound to be happier. Actually, if I don't let it go, I get to rant about the stuff that bothers me, and being human, let it go. You know, but that takes conscious effort, and that's exactly the same with the mindfulness practice as we're doing it. Is to be push them away. We don't have to, you know, process them. We can just let it go, not focus on them, and that's not dismissing ourselves. It's just letting go of some of the judgments and opinions and feelings. Our core and our center, it really helps steady ourselves. Even if in that core center, you just feel a little bit sad or you just feel a little bit lost today. That's great. If that's how you feel, that's absolutely how you feel. And that's what you turn your experience to, and that's what you allow yourself to feel. And you just let that happen without overlaying it with all the other stuff. We start at the same time every way, which is to get you to take a moment to make sure you're sitting comfortably. And then to draw your attention to your feet and allow yourself to be aware of your feet and the weight of your feet on the floor. And then allow your eyes to close. And as your eyes close, allow your attention to strengthen on your feet. Really feel how your feet feel. Really be aware of how they feel. And then draw your attention and focus to your knees. Really focus on your knees. Really be conscious of how your knees feel. And then draw your attention up to your seat and really notice how it feels to be sitting. Notice how your seat feels. Focus on that. Focus on how it feels to be sitting as you are. Low back and how that feels. And then draw your attention to your mid-back and allow yourself to be aware of how your mid-back feels. And then focus on your upper back. Really focus on how your upper back feels. And draw your focus to your shoulders, to the front of your shoulders, the top of your shoulders, and the back part of your shoulders. And really focus on. And then draw your attention to your arms and really allow yourself to be aware of how your arms feel as they hang from the side of your body. And then draw your attention to your hands. Really focus on your hands and how they feel, how they're sitting. And then draw your attention up to your head. Notice your head, notice how that feels. And then draw your attention to your breath. Notice what it feels to be breathing. Just allow your attention to move on to your breath and pick up your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Really settle on your breath and be aware of your breath as you breathe in. Follow your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And enjoy the sensation of breathing. Enjoy the sensation of flow, following your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. In and as you breathe out. And as you breathe in and out, I'd like you to be aware that you're breathing into your center and that there's an outside part of you. So when we talked about the ice or the baggage that we carry, the unresolved feelings and emotions and the thoughts and all the stuff that clutters us around the outside, as you breathe in and out, I'd kind of like you to be aware of that. So it's almost like as you breathe in and out, you're aware of the kernel of the seed in the center and the husk on the outside. You know, sometimes that analogy helps to imagine yourself as the, you know, as you breathe in and out, there's a nut on the inside, which is very appropriate in some cases, the nut on the inside and the shell on the outside. Just allow yourself to be aware of the shell, the distinction between where you. So allow yourself to be aware of how yesterday went and how you're feeling about today and what's going on in your mind today. Don't push those away. Just allow yourself to be observing them in the third person almost. As you breathe in and out to your center, feel that distinction that you're going into the center, which is away from those things. Each time you breathe in and out. As you breathe in and out, drawing into your breath, breathing in. And I said, keep feeling that breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Feeling yourself carried by that breath to your center and out again. Just as you breathe in and out, breathe into your center. Feel the steadiness of your breath and the steadiness of that breathing rhythm. Feel that deep connection to your breath as you breathe in and out. This isn't about looking at the stuff or evaluating the stuff. This is just about drawing your attention each time back into the center and being aware that there's layers of stuff that surround you. And then as we come towards the end of the practice, allow your attention to move back to your head. Keep your eyes closed. Allow your attention and your focus to come back to your head. And focus on how your head feels. The front part of your head, the face, the sides of your head, the back of your head. Really focus on how this area feels. And the top part of your shoulders, and the back of your shoulders. And really feel settled with how your shoulders feel. And then allow your attention to move into your arms. Focus on how your arms feel. Focus your attention on how they feel, how they're sitting. Then draw your focus into your hands. And then allow your focus to move to your upper back. Focus on how your upper back feels. Then let your focus move down to your mid-back and pay attention to how your mid-back feels. And then allow your focus to move down to your low back. Notice how your low back feels. Then let your attention move into your seat and let yourself notice how your seat feels. Notice what it feels like to be sitting. Really focus on how steady and stable and supported you are as you sit. And then allow your attention to move into your knees and notice how your knees feel. Allow yourself to focus on the sensations of your knees. And then allow your attention to your feet. And allow yourself to be aware of your feet. Just notice how your feet feel. Notice the connection they make to any of the surface they come in contact with. And then as we come to the end of the practice, you can open your eyes when you're ready. So the thought I'd like to leave people with is over the next 24 hours, just notice the times when you really do have a choice of being right or happy, getting engaged with something or letting it go, and notice which one you pick. Okay, I shall be back tomorrow to do a review of the last week. Have a good day, everybody.